Alrighty then, my royal chums. Since today's Easter, most of you will be celebrating about the Easter Bunny, the chocolates, and the Easter eggs, which, yes, that might be fun for some of y'all, but for those who are Christ believers that believes in the gospel, it is about not just the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, but also the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Like, he is risen, crucified himself on the cross, so we can live for him and forgive us for our sins. So, that being said, there is an animated movie that actually depicts that. It's called The King of Kings by Angel Studios. If you don't know what the movie is, it's basically an animated movie that's being told of the story of the life of Jesus Christ, told in the perspective of Charles Dickens. Yes, that Charles Dickens that wrote A Christmas Carol, an iconic Christmas story tale, but he's telling the story to his son, Walter, where he's basically telling about the story about the true kings of the king himself. And it also has a big cast. You got the guy from Hamlet voicing Charles Dickens. You got Thurman, Poison Ivy, Pierce Brosnan, James Bond, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, Banks Kingsley, the dude from Iron Man 3, and most importantly, Oscar Isaac, Miguel O'Hara, Moon Knight. Poe Dameron is the voice of Jesus Christ, with notable voice actors such as James Cummings, James Earl Taylor, D. Bradley Baker, and the list goes on and on. So why am I talking about this animated film? So for those that don't really know the story about Jesus Christ, this movie actually does a solid job of using Charles Dickens telling his son the story from his birth to most of his iconic moments, from, hey, he's healing the blind man, hey, he's having his 12 disciples, he's walking on the water, he's being crucified by the Roman soldiers, and he's risen after 3 days. So obviously for someone who reads the Bible, you will be catching multiple references by saying, oh yeah, I know this moment that happened in the story of Jesus' life, and that's how basically to present itself. What I'm really impressed about this movie is not just the animation, the voice cast, it's being directed and produced by a South Korean filmmaker with a bunch of South Korean animators, so I find that pretty impressive. I will admit, I mean, the beginning does have this very Disney type of vibe that kind of caught me off guard, but that being said, I just think this movie definitely done its job well of how to adapt the lore of Jesus Christ, but in a very PG way that feels, you know, mature and not like a self-mockery like The Star. But I will say this, it's probably been a while since we got an animated Christian movie since Jonah of VeggieTales, but I wouldn't say it's better than The Prince of Egypt, which I still say that's the best animated Christian movie up to date, but we will be getting more, such as The Lie of the World, an animated David movie, and this movie's actually doing decently well in the box office, which is making over $35 million, which is not that bad. So why am I recommending this? If you want to know the story about Jesus Christ, of why he is the King of Kings, like what the title says, go ahead and watch it with your families, with your younger siblings, or if you're a parent out there, go watch it with your kids. It even has Kristen Chenoweth singing a nice, hopeful song at the very end. Yes, that Kristen Chenoweth, who plays the original Glinda, actually sings a song for this animated Christian film. So that being said, go celebrate Easter, go watch this movie, go see it in theaters of the King of Kings. And that being said, remember, he is risen, and he truly is the King of Kings and the Priest of Priests. Happy Easter, God bless you all, and have a blessed day.